The US market is in uncertainty, guys. We'll be looking at some USD pairs, analyzing also the Dow Jones for you guys, as Fed Chair Powell is in the hot seat this week. Let's see what the charts give us. If we have any trade setups for this week, stay tuned. Fed Chair Powell is speaking this week. He is in the hot seat as he testifies. So we're seeing a lot of uncertainty here in the US dollar. So we'll be looking at some of the major US dollar pairs, especially behind me now. We're looking here at the Kiwi dollar. This is the hourly turn time for now. Like I said, guys, we can see this uncertainty here in this market as this dollar starts to consolidate more and more and more. We saw some attempts of pushing a little bit higher sort of mid this June and then starting to come back down. Now we're starting to see this strong consolidation. Looking over here on the 30-minute time frame, we can see a lot of wicks, a lot of uncertainty. People are waiting to see what is going to happen and how to react to this. Now, we've got a couple of technical levels playing out here. Again, NZDUSD. If we pop it over to the hourly turn time frame, we can actually see there are some nice support/resistance zones playing out over here. Now, looking at where they are, we can see previous resistance being held here, 17th of June. We can also see 16th of June, there was some resistance/support zones being held out. Now, what I'm looking for potential moves in the future for NZDUSD, if we can stay below the 0.6337 mark zone with a lot of wick rejections here, we could potentially be looking for this market to continue further to the downside. Now, we are hitting into a lot of traffic. As we can see, this market does have a lot of traffic coming in the way. But remember, guys, these news events tend to spark strong reactions to the market. So we could see quick pushes that can actually break past the support zone. So potential targets that we could be looking for is, I've got a target roughly around about here, the 0.6240 mark zone for the market to start pushing back down, which is close to that start of this sort of previous structure we had. We saw obviously this sort of channel to the upside on the hourly turn time frame. We saw it being broken, then we saw the resistance that we're now seeing being formed. So if we can stay below that, potential targets obviously would be a good place to look for. However, obviously, again, when you look at both sides of the picture, we're not here to just predict the future. We always, as traders, we're here to react on what the market gives us, all right? So looking to the upside, we can look for, if we can start to break above the zone. Personally speaking, I'm going to look for moves once we break above this high, 0.63595 is the place I'm looking for to break, and then we can start looking for rejections on the zone. Obviously, there's not a big target on the hourly turn time frame. We can see here, I would say roughly about the 0.638, I would say 40 mark zone is a place to look for if we can stay above to start to reach that. And obviously, if we do break above that, we can start looking for higher targets. This could be the initial potential start of a new trend, as we do have, obviously, we have our first initial high up here. We've got our low down here. We've got a higher low. We had breaks again, so we had our official higher high back up here. And this now could be our second higher low. So we could look, if we can break above that zone, like I mentioned, look to push further higher, start to break those highs and start to hit into this consolidation that we saw back here. 0.65000 mark zone, guys, is a place to look for. All right, jump over to some of the other new dollar pairs. Looking here at GBPJPY, GBPUSD. This is the pound dollar, again, the hourly turn time frame, and similar structure to the NZDUSD. We're seeing a lot of consolidation. All right, so we're seeing again the uncertainty in the dollar pairs. We're seeing also a slowdown. So again, we're also looking at a very similar structure where we're looking at this sort of consolidation zone right over here where the market's sticking below. We are also, another thing that I am picking up on this, guys, right, is that this market does have a consistent strength to the downside. So technically speaking, we are still in the downtrend, right? This could have been a correction to push for the high. If we look at the different from the structures in here, guys, there is a little bit of Elliott wave that I do spot in here. Potentially Elliott wave. We have maybe wave 1, wave 2. You can see wave 3 over here, wave 4, wave 5. And now we're starting to look at a potential ABC structure up here to the upside, and this could be our initial wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 to continue pushing further down into the structure. So if we can stay below this 1.22670 mark zone where we are right now, we're seeing a bit of a double top happening up over here. So if we jump over to the lower term time frame, 30-minute time frame, we can actually see a very nice, zoom in a bit of a messy, however, but it's still there, a nice double top playing out. Seeing the market reach this structure, we're seeing it struggling to push back up again, seeing big strong wick rejections. So this could be a nice place to look to the downside. Again, guys, however, looking at the other side of the picture, if we break above, we're going to have to start looking at other options. Personally, for me, breaks above this sort of correction over here. 1.23155 is where I'm looking to go above, and if we can stay above that, then obviously similar structures to the NZDUSD. Looking here quickly at the higher term time frames to see where we could see potential targets. I've got a zone up here at the 1.25822 mark zone. However, we do also have the start of that consolidation right sitting on that 1.246 mark zone. 1.247 mark zone is a place to look to push to if we can break that high and continue further higher. I'm not going to be looking for those internal zones because there is a lot of selling power that could start to introduce itself once we reach that 1.247 mark zone. We could see a lot of selling power pushing back in again. And also, guys, on the daily term time frame, we are still indeed on a very, very strong downtrend. Okay, remember, guys, as traders, we need to look at the bigger picture. The trend is always, most of the time, not always, can be your friend, right? We're going to have to start looking for some, ideally, we've made videos on this before, ideally we want to start looking for higher highs and then higher lows before we can identify potential trend reversals, all right? Instead of just buying at a potential support / resistance zone, all right? Another pair I want to be looking at, guys, is this US30. Quick look at this US30. We're seeing, again, hourly time frame, lots of uncertainty. We are seeing a bit of slowing down. Yes, we are still. Let's have a look at the higher term time frame. We can see still in a very, very strong downtrend, but we're seeing this market starting to reject. Now, if you guys remember our previous videos, we're looking to reach this beautiful support coming up here. Still not quite there yet. 29344 is what I've got here on my chart. All right, we still have not yet quite reached where I would like to see it go, but we are getting close to that support. We can see we had previous consolidation all over the place right over here. Okay, so if we can stay above that, guys, looking at the lower term time frame structures, we're starting to see some rejection. Nothing that really pleases my eye yet. Daily term time frame, maybe we're starting to see something. Hourly, we can start to see, like I mentioned, this sort of curve structure in the market. We can see the market starting to slow down. We have potential higher lows over here, right, and higher highs over here. We can see there's our high. So these are obviously smaller term time frames, but once we start to break these zones, we can start to look for potential move to the upside. Personally speaking, this big consolidation zone right over here, if we can get above that 30850, if we can get above that, I'll be happy to start looking for potential moves further to the upside, right? But for now, nothing major. Obviously, again, guys, other side of the picture, break below the zone, we're heading into a consolidation area. However, we've had some clean candles in there, so we can look to push to the bottom of that zone. 26669 or 26670 is a good place to look for if we do push below that support. Guys, that's it. US dollar. Remember, news. There is a lot of news coming up this week. Lots of CPI for different countries coming up. So make sure to trade safe, guys. Be careful in the market. Control your risk well. From us here at BlackBull Markets, thanks so much for watching. Smash that subscribe button. Comment down below. Give us a like. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Trade safe.